Welcome to the Dub Dive. Today, we're jumping into something really special, excerpts from Welcome to the Hyunam Bookshop. Our mission really is to unpack the profound insights tucked away in this unique story. We'll follow Youngju. She's the owner who basically walks away from her old life to start this bookshop. And then there's this whole cast of characters whose lives sort of weave together there. You've got Minjun, the quiet barista, Jimmy, the coffee roaster, is very pragmatic. Minkyul, a high school student trying to figure things out. Jungsu, she's a knitter finding peace there. And Sunwon, an author. It's all about how this bookshop, shapes their journeys.
It really is a fascinating story about finding refuge, Youngju, she starts off completely burnt out, leaves this high-pressure corporate job searching for, solace. So, opening the Hyunam Bookshop is her way of trying to heal, find some new meaning. And what's interesting is how deliberate she is about it. She curates the books, writes personal notes. It's not just about selling the latest hits. She's trying to create a specific feeling, an atmosphere. It's like she's designing her own recovery space, really.
Right.
Less a store, more alive.
Okay, so she sets the stage, creates this very particular space, but how does that actually, impact the people who wander in? How does it go from just being a shop to this sanctuary you mentioned?
Well, that intention seems to be key. It slowly, organically becomes this haven. Take Minjun, the barista. He felt sort of lost before, right? But working there, he finds this unexpected sense of purpose, a real feeling of belonging. It's almost a release from, the performance required in his old life, finding dignity in just making good coffee.
A shift from outside approval to something more internal.
Exactly. And Jimmy, the coffee roaster, she's dealing with family expectations, a lot of pressure. She uses the bookshop as a place to actually talk about it, share her struggles, finds people who listen.
So the bookshop provides a kind of empathy, a safe zone.
Precisely. And then there's Minkyul, the student. He starts off pretty indifferent, struggling with school pressure. But he finds comfort just watching Jungsu knitting. And the conversations there kind of gently shift his view on things. Jungsu herself, the knitter, she's also recovering from career burnout, finds her own peace through her craft in that space.
Right.
Even Sungwoo, the author, he connects through his writing seminars, adds another layer to the community feel. You see, the bookshop really acts as this catalyst. It helps everyone confront their past, rethink what they want, and find a path that feels more authentic, away from, what society tells them they should be doing.
Right, okay. So we've seen these individual stories unfold within the shop. Now let's zoom out. What are the big takeaways here, the sort of nuggets of wisdom we can pull from this? What can you, listening, take away?
Okay, well, first, I think, is the power of a curated space for community and refuge. The Hyunam Bookshop isn't just a business. It almost feels anti-commercial in a way. By not just chasing trends, Youngju creates this unique intimacy. It shows how real refuge can emerge when, the usual pressures step back and let shared humanity come forward. Sort of calm space.
Yeah, that makes sense. And building on that, the second takeaway seems to be about redefining success and work on your own terms.
Right.
The characters really push back against the usual ideas of success, the big job, the status.
Absolutely. They lean into personal fulfillment, finding a real work-life balance. Look at Youngju choosing the shop's soul over pure profit. Or Minjun finding genuine satisfaction as a barista. He actually has this great line about life sometimes feeling like buttons without holes. These paths society sets out that just don't fit.
Buttons without holes. That's a powerful image. Finding work you actually love, not just chasing status.
Exactly. And that leads to the third insight. Healing and self-discovery happen through authentic connection. It's more than just support. It's about being seen, truly seen, and witnessing others without judgment. That vulnerability becomes a pathway to being real, which is, let's face it, hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
The characters heal by facing their struggles, yes, but also by sharing them, leaning on those connections made in the shop. Youngju's journey through anxiety and regret really shows this. Accepting herself, supported by people who genuinely listen. That's key for growth. It highlights that need to build a life with good people around you.
It really makes you think. So here's a question for you listening. What buttons without holes might you be holding on to in your own life? And what would it take to maybe change your shirt entirely?